Hello, welcome to Doraemon the Strategist. Okay, so I want to explain my Pokemon team strategy. How I came up with the strategy is because I'm inspired by a lot of things. I'm inspired by like Digimon fight. I'm inspired by Pokemon fight. I'm inspired by like those like Chinese because in the past I watched all those like okay, when I was young I watched all these kind of Chinese 神话. Yeah, because when I was small, I watched a lot of I watched a lot of like those Chinese like supernatural show, like something like the Journey to the West. I watched all those like okay give me a moment first. Sorry, I have to like talk in a very disjointed manner, because this is how Singaporeans usually speak. Yeah, I have to talk in a very disjointed manner because I'm trying to recall what I'm trying to find something else to say. Okay, but never mind. I'm inspired by a lot of things. So I when it comes to fighting strategy, I'm inspired by show like One Piece, Naruto, Digimon, Pokemon, those Chinese supernatural show are like that involve basically gods fighting against the demons. So they display those elemental power like wind, fire, weather control, whatever. Like if you know the Journey to the West, all these show display all this kind of like fighting sequence. Then I also got watch Avatar, The Last Airbender, all these shows. So yeah, I'm inspired by all these kind of shows that involve like elemental fight, that involve like teamwork and all this. Then also is also inspired by military strategy, World War II, like ancient warfare and everything. So yeah, when it comes to all these kind of fight, I'm quite well versed because I watch a lot of shows that involve that one, that kind of like strategy. Then also Kuroko basketball, which I watched recently, also involve a lot of like sports teamwork. So there's also the element of teamwork involved, and how different each player they specialize in certain roles. So I also watch. I'm also got inspired by the strategy. So yeah, so okay, so basically this is my Pokemon team. Then this is the enemy team. So okay, so why I come out of this team is very simple. First, there's the top 3 fighters. So the top 3 fighters are Kadabra, Fire Robber, and Lucio. So basically, I'm inspired by the monster trio in One Piece. So monster trio in One Piece, you know, Luffy, Sanji, Zoro. Then also on the Admiral side, the 3 strongest Admiral, Kizaru, Aokiji, and Akainu. So these 3 are like the main fighter. Then the bottom 3 are like the supporting players. So supporting players, the ideal one would be Ghost and Poison. Why? Because Ghost is very tricky to deal with, because Ghost Pokemon, you can't hurt them with physical attacks. Then I also have the ability to poison enemies. So if I have a very powerful poison move, I can help to support the top 3 fighters here with very strong poison move. I can like poison them, I can paralyze them, whatever. Then another good supporting kind will be like the plant Pokemon, because plant Pokemon you have the ability to leech health from the enemy. Then you also have the ability to paralyze enemy, and you also have the ability to confuse them. So plus plant Pokemon can help to counter any like strong water Pokemon, because the top 3 fighters, Lucio, Kadabra, and Fire Robber, the fire type has a weakness to plant Pokemon. So I mean has a weakness to water Pokemon or rocks Pokemon, even rocks. So okay, Lucio is a lightning type, so Lucio can still help Fire Robert to counter against a water Pokemon. So Lucio can cover the weakness of fire Pokemon to a strong water type. But the plant Pokemon can help to counter against a rocks Pokemon, because Lucio is a lightning type. Lightning cannot counter a rocks Pokemon very well. So that's where the weakness is covered by a strong plant Pokemon. So Fire Robert has a weakness against both water and rocks. So Lucio can help to counter against the water and rocks. Lucio can help to counter against the water Pokemon. Then the plant Pokemon can help to counter against a strong rocks and a strong rocks and fire type a strong rocks and a strong rocks and a water type. Yeah, so a good plant a Pokemon can help to defend fire robber against water and rocks. Okay, then the third player on my supporting team will be a fighting type. So currently I'm using Machop. So why did I think of choosing a strong fighting type as a supporting kind? I think I'm partly I'm inspired by Kung Fu. So you know, in Chinese culture, like Kung Fu, martial art, we emphasize a lot on Kung Fu and martial art. So usually fighting type is quite glorious to us. So I think it would be good to have a good fighting Pokemon to support our 3 strongest player. So I think it's cool to have a fighting type. It just feels good to have a strong fighting type to support as a supporting member. I don't know how to explain, but it's just part of the idea of Kung Fu, martial art and all this. So a fighting type plus a fighting type, because a fighting type has also a good fighting Pokemon has the advantage of speed, strength, damage dealing and stuff. So like, because that's why I put a fighting Pokemon, because fighting Pokemon has the advantage of speed. He can punch faster, he can hit faster, he can dodge enemy attack. So in that way he's a very good supporting kind of like Pokemon. I don't know how to explain but that's the gist of it. Okay, so now this team when I come out of this team, I'm imagining myself having to face off the strongest possible enemy team composition. So usually this will be a typical, like, I mean, this is probably generalization, but I would say this is probably the team makeup in a typical gym leader. So the gym leader, because I fought against two gym leaders. So this is the kind of team. This is the kind of team they will have. So the last Pokemon they'll pull out is obviously an S tier Pokemon, the boss, the strongest Pokemon. So this is the strongest possible team makeup I'll face in the gym leader. So 1 S tier, 2 A plus tier, sorry again, 1 S tier, 1 A plus tier, 2 A tier and 2 B tier. So yeah, so my team is designed to basically, okay, so my team is basically designed, okay, so this how, okay, when I face off against this enemy team, how am I going to fight? So obviously the S tier Pokemon is my main concern because he's the last one I'll face. So how am I going to deal with the S tier Pokemon? If I can deal with the S tier Pokemon, then I have less worry for the lower tier. So I only care about the S tier. I don't care about the one at the bottom. Yeah. So my main concern is as long as I know how to deal with the S tier Pokemon, then the rest is okay. The rest I have a way to deal with it. So basically using Chinese element. So in Chinese element. In high school you learn about high school chemistry, right? What are elements? So you learn that in high school. You learn about the periodic table, right? So this is based on science, right? This is based on the Western way of teaching. Western believe in rational, scientific way of discovering elements, right? So this is what we learn in school, right? This is the Western way lah. But when it comes to Chinese, actually Chinese people, they are very superstitious. So in the past, in ancient time, the way Chinese people they explain elements are based on this: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Basically like that. It's based on superstition. That's all. Chinese people in the past, they believe in this kind of, like, this is their definition of elements. So it's very funny. Wood, mu, fire, hua, earth, tu, metal. Jing is basically gold in Chinese. In English, gold in English, but they call it metal. But if you translate to today's dictionary, Jing is basically gold. But they call it metal anyway. So it's quite funny. So in the past, that's how Chinese people think they are. They believe a lot in superstition and stuff and water. So water, wood, fire, and earth So I think how they come out with this element is based on, because in the past, this is how Chinese civilization work. They use fire for the purpose of maximum damage output. So that's why they use fire arrow. Why they add fire to the arrow is because they want to increase maximum damage output. Then earth, why they use earth? So in the past, I think what are the example of? I can't think of earth, but wood. Wood is because I think Chinese people in the past they use wood to build their palace. They use wood to build civilization. They use wood to build house. So they see wood for that particular purpose. And also wood is So wood also can be used to make fire You burn wood is to produce fire So fire is the purpose. The use of fire is to produce is for maximum damage output. Okay, so also fire can be used to make weapon like sword. They use fire to make like sword. They use fire to make like weapons spear and all this Then there's also the element of water. But actually, okay, this is just my own interpretation. I just saying this out of my head. I don't know what is the exact like interpretation. I never read through all this about. This is just my own imagination. But basically, I use this idea to come out with this. So to defeat an S tier Pokemon, you need the strongest possible attack. Strongest possible attack, like the highest offensive kind of attack, the strongest offensive kind of attack So obviously in Chinese element, fire is obviously the strongest in war, people use fire arrow to burn down enemy house and all this to cause great massive damage to enemy army. So fire. So for example, in the battle of Red Cliff, Zhuge Liang and Zhuge Liang and Zhou Yi, they use fire to defeat the massive fleet of Cao Cao army. So their secret is using fire Huo Gong They call it Huo Gong, means fire attack So obviously fire will be the strongest possible offensive move I can make against an enemy Pokemon. So fire. Then second strongest I would say is lightning. In real life, lightning is also very deadly. If you get struck by lightning, you get killed. Then third strongest will be Psyche. Mind control. Psyche is about attacking a person's mind. So if you can attack a person's mind with powerful Psyche attack, that person will just become mentally retarded or just dead, brain dead. So I come up with this theme because to defeat an S tier Pokemon, I need to concentrate three strongest offensive attack against him. So there will be Psychic, Fire, and Lightning. So if Kadabra, Fire Robber, and Luxio, they work together to use their strongest attack against an S tier Pokemon, I can easily destroy them easily. Provided that this S tier Pokemon does not have special counter like rocks or water against my fire type. So that's why I concentrate these three of the strongest attack against him. It's like the Admiral, Kizaru, Akainu, and IPG. If they concentrate their strongest attack against a Yonko, any Yonko, whether it's Shen's Whitebeard or Kaido, I think they will be dead if they are hit by the three concentrated attack like Magma, Light Beam, and this is just an example. I'm not trying to play any agenda of Admiral versus Yonko agenda. I don't care about that but this is just an idea So if you want to defeat a Yonko, you need the three Admirals combining their strongest offensive move to defeat them. Magma, Laser Beam, and Ice Spear or whatever So three of these will concentrate their strongest attack on an S tier Pokemon and defeat the S tier Pokemon easily with the three strongest attack. So this is the idea of concentrating your strongest attack on a single most powerful enemy. That's why I came out with this team composition.